If you're planning a trip to Japan, you've probably heard a thing or two about the quote-unquote over-tourism problem. Seems like every time I boot up TikTok or Instagram, I can't go more than 2 minutes without seeing an overcrowded street somewhere in Shibuya or Kyoto. And considering that this past October saw over 4 million visitors from overseas, you might think that running into massive crowds like these would be common all over the country. But is it really? I happen to live in the second least visited region of Japan, so I thought it would be a good idea to throw the camera in the car and see what the state of tourism in North Japan is really like. We visited some 1,000-year-old temples, upcycled some traditional crafts, made jam out of some freshly picked apples, and visited Japan's first vegan-certified sake brewery. And you've probably figured it out by now, but we're not going to spend too much camera time on Don Quixote, Tokyo Disney, or Lawson. Family Mart's fair game, though. Welcome to this fall's Japan Sidequest. Nope, wait, nope, we're not allowed to use that one. Much better. First stop, Hiraizumi. We drove north about an hour and a half from our home in Sendai to get here, but it's also only a single transfer off the Shinkansen line, making it an easy stop if you're using one of the JR East regional rail passes. Our first stop in Hiraizumi was Chusonji, one of several UNESCO World Heritage Sites, and Alright, look, we had to get some soba first. It's Iwate, that's just what you do. Alright, Chusonji. The main draw here is the Konjikito, which is entirely clad in gold and housed in the back of the temple complex. It's completely encased in its own hall to keep it safe, and photos aren't allowed inside, so you'll just have to trust me when I say it's beautiful. This thing was built in the 12th century, which means that it somehow survived multiple wars, countless earthquakes and typhoons, and might have even been written about by Marco Polo? The grounds of the temple are completely covered in maple trees as well, so I imagine November is going to be absolutely stunning around here. Bonus if you're a cat person. The resident temple cat is extremely photogenic and even has his own Instagram. But Chusonji, beautiful as it is far from the only temple in town. Hiraizumi used to be called the Kyoto of the North, and you don't get a title like that without a lot of cultural and political power. See, back in the 11th century, the Fujiwara clan of Kyoto was already quite powerful. They'd been putting family members in positions of political power for hundreds of years, and were said to have descended directly from a Shinto god. Many emperors had Fujiwara wives, tightening the bonds between the Fujiwaras and the seats of power. The northern Fujiwaras, who controlled a third of the country during the Heian era, set up their base here in Hiraizumi in the year 1087. For the next century, the arts flourished. Massive temple complexes were constructed, and people made pilgrimages from all over the Mutsu and Dewa provinces to see the regional capital. Unfortunately, times were changing. The rise of the warrior caste in Japanese society, as well as infighting within the different Fujiwara families, all contributed to Hiraizumi's slide into obscurity. Motsuji, a temple not far from Hiraizumi Station, tells this story well. The garden surrounding the temple's lake is built in the Pure Land style, which is said to resemble the Buddhist afterlife. The curtained garden and buildings are beautiful, but there are also a lot of empty foundations around, showing the effects of fire, conflict, and centuries of wear and tear. Fortunately, signage here is very thorough, even in English, so a lap around the lake really feels like a tour through time. After Motsuji, though, it was time to hit the road. We stopped on the way to stamp our Japan Sidequest travel book, and then made it to our hotel in Aomori City. We were here to make short-form content, so we split up and visited the Nepeta Museum, the Seikan Tunnel Observatory Park, and the Cape Topi Underground Railroad 140 meters underneath the ocean. It was a good day. I even saw some monkeys. We definitely have some shorts and additional content from this day hitting our Patreon soon, as a special thanks to all the patrons who supported the development of this video. Having the support of our Patreon community means that we don't have to plead with any sponsors for video projects like this one. It also means we don't have to shout out any suspicious translation apps or questionable mental health websites. So thanks. The next morning started super early in Hirosaki City. We had 2 hours to make it to the nearby city of Kuroishi, but I wasn't going to leave town without saying a few words in front of Tohoku's only remaining original castle. So we're starting our day today at the scenic and beautiful Hirosaki Park. And behind me is Hirosaki Castle. Except that's not Hirosaki Castle, that's just one of the turrets. Unfortunately, we don't have time to go into the main part of the park, but it's approximately castle size. Anyway, we're on our way to Kuroishi City today to go do some lantern making and some apple picking. So that's what today's about. Kuroishi City is one of several towns around Aomori Prefecture with its own style of Nepeta. The Kuroishi Nepeta are all fan-shaped, with imposing samurai on one side and pretty ladies on the other. And if you think those ladies were beautiful, we were invited to scope out a local workshop that turns the Nepeta floats into these attractive lanterns. For a few thousand yen, you can even do what I did. Choose your favorite panels and assemble your new nightlight, preferably in a time-lapse. Not bad for a colorblind guy, right? As much as I was looking forward to going to our ryokan that night, it would have made absolutely no sense to travel through the birthplace of the Fuji apple in season without visiting an apple farm. So we met up with Mr. Watanabe, who manages a huge number of apple trees in the area and graciously gave us a 30-minute tour of his apple farm. I normally rinse my apples before eating them, but when an apple farmer tells you to take a bite, you take one.
Not sweet.
Not sweet. It's very juicy.
Bit back.
Delicious, though. And if you're in Japan, you might just have tasted Watanabe-san's apples already.
スターバックスでアップルパイ出してる。これはここの理由。
そうですか。そう。So this is the apple they use in the Starbucks apple pie.
Wow.
If my reaction seemed a little mild there, it's because I didn't think I understood him right. But it appears to be true. If you bought any apple pies from Big Mermaid this year and want to go straight to the source, it's only a few hours from downtown Tokyo. Now, we weren't going to be content with just returning home with a box of apples. We're friends with some of our neighbors now, which meant we had souvenirs to think of. I signed Amanda up for a jam-making course at the Municipal Community Center, hosted by none other than Kudo-san of the City Tourism Organization. Apparently, they also do pizza. We're making a short-form video about this experience, but are so grateful for the assistance provided by Kudo-san and Watanabe-san while we were there. Apple products aside, there are a few other things Upper Tohoku is well known for. A healthy fishing industry, affordable housing, and lively summer festivals are all great examples. But the northern prefectures are also lousy with hot springs. And if you're okay with the social challenge of bathing with a bunch of strangers, it can be a great way to relax after a day on the farm. We chose a slightly older ryokan built right on the edge of nearby Lake Tawada. It had all the trappings of 1980s opulence, Tohoku style. I loved it. Even had a waterfall in one of the lobbies. Anyway, here's my wife with the room tour. All right, well, it's been a really busy day. We've made Nepta lanterns. We've picked apples. We then made those apples into jam. And now it's past dark, and where the heck are we?
We are in Lake Tawada in Aomori, which supposedly is a great spot for seeing autumn leaves. But if there's any going off,
it's dark. It's dark now, so
we'll see tomorrow.
Anyway, we're gonna do like a quick room tour because this is always Amanda's favorite part of every video. So why don't you take us away here?
All right. So up here you got your take off your shoes area. Got the bathrooms up there, and then what is this, like a maybe 8 tatami mat? So pretty.
Well, you can
size.
count them: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Oh, 10.
Fancy.
Like an actual carved wooden statue, so that's cool.
That's nice.
We got a fridge over here, which I thought was funny because I opened it up to put our cider in, and it's just for holding beers.
Oh, nice.
And I like that there's 2 sitting areas. It's like, do you want to sit on the ground or sit on the seat? Every time you go into a ryokan, they always have some little snacks for you to have with some tea. And because we're in Aomori, you know it's gotta be apples. Yeah.
And then we got a nice little tea set over here.
Yeah.
So you can make some tea after we go down and have food at the ramen restaurant.
The ramen restaurant.
Where's the beds?
There.
Man, I can't sleep without a bed.
I'm actually very excited because sleeping on the ground always does wonders for my back.
Can you show us how it works? There you go. Nailed it. After my bath, that's pretty much how it went for me. We woke up early the next day and hit the road. We were worried about the lake views not living up to the hype since the fall colors were still a month away. Fortunately, we were worried about nothing. Parked our car at Nenukuchi Port on the lake's east side, which is also the start to the 14-kilometer Oirase Gorge Trail. We knew we weren't going to have time to hike the whole thing this time around, but I could tell after a few minutes that I needed to come back someday. The first hour of hiking was enough to give us several waterfalls, salmon swimming upriver, and a confusingly well-maintained hiking trail. Next time I'll be bringing some friends and walking the whole thing, but it was great to get a sneak preview. And by the way, if you have a JR East Rail Pass, you can take the bus here from Aomori or Hachinoe for no additional fee. Just watch out for bears while you're on the trail. We didn't encounter any, but there was a brief sighting at the Nanakuchi bus terminal gift shop. It felt a little sad to drive away from such a beautiful area, but there was one final thing to do on this trip. As you might have guessed from watching this video, Tohoku plays a massive role in Japan's agriculture industry, and it's not just apples. The region grows a wide variety of fruit and veg, but this being Japan, there is one crop that stands above the rest, metaphorically if not physically. You might just be able to guess what it is. And just like in America's whiskey belt, where there's grains, there's interesting things to drink. Our final stop on this journey had us heading to Ninohe City in Iwate to visit Japan's first ever vegan certified sake brewery. But wait, I hear you ask, sake is made from rice and water. How could it possibly not be vegan? And why would it matter if it's certified vegan or not? Keen to answer that very question, we sat down with Taguchi-san of Nambu Bijin to talk us through it.
日本酒って米と水と麹からできているから当然ビーガンですよね、日本に来て日本のお酒って何だろうって思った時に日本酒、これは国酒なので、なので日本酒飲んでみたいなって思った時に日本酒って実際海外の人からしたら何でできているかわからない、原料って何なんだろう、なのでそれが本当にないんだよ、正真正銘のビーガンなんだよ、そういった人たちも楽しめるものなんだよっていうのをやっぱりこのマークがあることで皆さん安心できるんですよね。なのでこれが非常に大事なマークだなっていうふうに私たちは思っています。フードダイバーシティはこういった地方ではあまり浸透していないんですよね、日本では。東京だったらビーガンだとかハラルの人たちでも楽しめる食事っていうのは見つけられる。日本はまだ難しくて、そういった人たちにも安心安全に食べてもらえる食事を提供することができるまちづくりとしてそれを取り組んだのは二戸市が日本では初めてです。で、取り組みとしては二戸のレストランや、居酒屋さんだとか、バーだとか、あとはマクロビスイーツとかも、いろいろありまして、やっぱり見るとか学ぶとかそういうのも観光の上で楽しいけど、やっぱりそれと食べることも一番の観光の魅力だと思うんですね。
Now at this point, it's probably worth pointing out that neither Taguchi-san or myself are in fact vegan. Also, getting the vegan certification wasn't about removing animal products from the process because there weren't any. It was just about giving travelers peace of mind when trying new things. Taguchi-san was quick to point out that brewing sake is Japanese culture. And by removing a barrier to entry, she hopes to make her culture more welcoming to short-term visitors from abroad. After the interview, she invited us to take a few sips. I had to drive us back to Sendai after this, so of course we had to do the responsible thing and ask my wife to tell us how it tastes instead. Is it good?
Yeah. Umai.
Yeah.
That's Japanese for subtly sweet with a mild finish, notes of melon, and a delicate floral flavor. This food review stuff is easy. Now that we've safely arrived back home, I hope you've come away with a few ideas for what to do on your Japan trip. Special thanks once again to the Patreon community for supporting this project, and thank you to everyone else for interacting with our short-form content in between long videos like these. We'll see you guys whenever we get the winter side quest together, so stay tuned for that. And in the meantime, thanks for watching. More to come.